But what if I told you that approach overlooks a massive universe of compounds that have a huge impact on our health, even though they're completely invisible on a standard nutrition label? Well, that's what we're digging into today, this idea of nutritional dark matter and what it means for how we understand our food. So here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at why our current food databases fall short. Then we'll define what this nutritional dark matter really is. After that, we'll get into the food matrix, the structure of food itself, and see how that affects bioavailability in the real world. We'll wrap up by tackling some common misconceptions and then run through a quick review to make sure it all sticks. Okay, so let's start with the tools of the trade. The bedrock of almost all nutritional research is something called a nutrient database, or NDB. These are absolutely essential, both crucial to understand where their limitations lie. Now, these NDBs are the backbone for everything from public health policy to dietary studies. The problem is, they start to end a bit shaky when you look at branded or processed foods. The data there is often patchy or just plain missing, and that can lead to some pretty significant errors when we're trying to figure out what people are actually eating. And to really put this into perspective, think about this number. Even the gold standard, the USDA's main database, only tracks about 150 essential nutrients. That's it. Keep that number in your head because it really sets the stage for what we're not measuring. So, if our best databases are only tracking around 150 compounds, what are we missing? Well, that's where we get to the core idea here, what a lot of researchers are now calling nutritional dark matter. So, what is it? Nutritional dark matter refers to this huge collection of bioactive compounds in food, things like phytonutrients, that aren't considered essential for survival in the classic sense. But just because they're not essential doesn't mean they're not important. These compounds interact with our bodies in all sorts of ways and can really move the needle on our overall health. Remember that number, 150? Well, compare it to guess wine. It's estimated that there are over 100,000 of these other bioactive compounds in our food. 100,000. The gap between what we measure and what's actually there is just enormous. So, what are we talking about here exactly?